Hey listeners, welcome back to Story and More. Today we have a short story for you called Life Happens. It's about a transgender boy and his transformation. It's set in Mumbai, and for people who aren't familiar with Mumbai, the Mumbai local trains, there are a couple of stations mentioned in this particular story, and these are stations which fall within the central line of Mumbai local. Stay tuned for Life Happens. One sunny afternoon, reeling under October heat in Mumbai, two people swayed hand in hand into Kanjurmarg local station. Manju, dressed in a shimmering orange sari with a low neck orange blouse, shining bright, almost blinding in the blistering sun, and Rani, in a parrot green sari neatly pinned to a red blouse. The sound of the anklets made heads turn and clear the way for them as they passed through the crowd. Their long hair adorned with jasmine flowers left a mild sweet scent to linger as they walked, swaying their toned bodies in gentle rhythm. They could give stiff competition to fashion models on a ramp with their walk and gait. A CST train pulled into the station, and they joined the women to board the second-class ladies' compartment. As the train departed, Manju pushed her way inside along with Rani. She noticed a girl in her late teens glance at her. "You pretty girl, where are you off to? May the Lord bless you with a good husband. Why don't you give me some change?" Manju asked the girl. She touched her head. The girl ducked and moved closer to the exit. Worried that they would touch her too, a woman standing next to the girl took a 10 rupee note out of her purse and handed it over to them. Rani shoved the note into a small pouch she held. Manju and Rani moved from one end to the other, asking for alms, but were ignored by most travelers. The train inched closer to the other station when the women pushed against each other, ready to alight. With the crowd more focused on getting off the train than the people they were huddled up against, Manju and Rani stood sandwiched between the women, not feeling ostracized, at least until they disembarked. "I will meet you at CST," said Rani to Manju. The crowd cradling them along onto the platform, they effortlessly alighted the train. Manju waved a bye to her friend and boarded the first-class ladies' compartment this time. She clapped her hands aloud, drawing the attention of co-passengers, announcing her arrival to collect alms. As the train started to move, she noticed a young boy in school uniform come running towards her compartment, holding a basket of hair clips. His hands were too full to get a grip of the moving train. The train picked up speed and the boy struggled to board. Manju quickly pulled him in. "Looks like you missed your regular train, Chotu. How come you are late today?" she asked the boy. "I was worried I would miss this one too. I got delayed because of extra classes," the boy said, laying the basket on the floor to give a moment's rest to his tired arms. "I remember the last time we met, you talked about an exam that week. Did you fare well in your test?" Manju asked. "I passed," he said proudly. "Good to hear, my boy. Keep doing well," said Manju and pushed her way through the crowd, occasionally clapping her hands. Some offered alms, but as usual, most ignored her. As she reached the last bench of the compartment, her eyes fell on a lady sitting on the corner seat reading the newspaper. The lady looked up and noticed Manju glancing at her. She intently stared at her for a few seconds, but averted her eyes and went back to reading, ignoring Manju's presence. Manju suddenly flushed red with embarrassment, stopped clapping, and quietly walked towards the exit in the moving train. She stood at the door, occasionally glancing at the lady. Could she have recognized? Manju wondered. As the train got closer to CST, the crowd abated. The train had just a few passengers, and Manju, standing at the doorway of the train, was clearly visible to the lady. She glanced at Manju again, their eyes locked, but she shook her head in contempt and looked away. One of the lady's co-passengers whispered to her, "They should be prohibited from entering the ladies' compartment. They are neither a she nor a he. Why doesn't the railways do something about it?" The lady nodded in agreement. Another co-passenger towed the conversation. Who knows what kind of diseases they carry? I hear they live in a colony of their own. Who would want to have them as neighbors? Not me for sure. Why do I feel it is staring at me? Said the lady. It? Her co-passengers laughed. How else would you identify them? Asked the lady. Manju kept glancing at the lady, off and on with a glimmer of hope of being recognized. But their existence had to be thrust upon people more often than not by clapping hands. Why would the woman show recognition even if she knew who I am? She thought. Identified as a hijra, they made a living begging on the local train. CST was just a stop away when the lady caught Manju glancing at her again. She frowned, but this time Manju mustered up courage to ask her, Sapna ma'am, do you recognize me? The woman was taken aback. How did a hijra begging for alms on a Mumbai local train know her name? Who are you? I have never seen you before, though I ride this train on most weekdays. How do you know my name? The lady asked. Neeraj, from Section B, Class 9, batch of 2013, said Manju. Neeraj? You? How? You can't be. Sapna paused. What happened to you? She sounded lost for words. She remembered a Neeraj, her student. She taught him history at school. He was indeed her favorite student. She had often wondered where the boy had disappeared since 9th grade. Life happened, said Manju. What do you mean life happened? Why are you doing this? You were a good student, Sapna said. But I'm transgender. There is just so much the society lets people like me do if they know. I had to quit school and my family disowned me. How am I to make a living? Ma'am, you were my favorite teacher in school and I'm so happy to meet you, said Manju. Guilt-ridden, Sapna stayed quiet. She had just identified Manju as an it. She always looked down upon them and considered transgender as insignificant human existence. Today, it that she referred to was her own student, a brilliant one that too, she remembered. They reached CST. I wish I could say the same. Should I feel happy or sad? Sapna paused. I meet many ex-students and I'm always glad to meet them. But why do I feel a sense of failure and guilt meeting you, Neeraj? She sighed and alighted. Manju smiled and touched Sapna's feet with reverence. Neeraj became non existent years ago, and a Manju was born. The society failed me, not you. Your blessing is all that I need, ma'am, said Manju. She waved a goodbye and boarded the next local train with her friend Rani. A young co-passenger had witnessed it all. She walked past Sapna and asked her with a meaningful smile, "Would you still call them in it?" And that's the end of the story. Life happens. And life does happen, doesn't it, for all of us? I hope someday transgenders will be more accepted in the society. Thanks for staying tuned till the end, and do leave your feedback. And I shall see you right here at the same time, Thursday after the next. This is Indu signing off.